Hello and welcome to a video talking about Omniplace. I've gotten several people asking questions about Omniplace and what all it can do for you, so let's talk about it today. So Omniplace is a mechanic that came out some point after Omni rarity units were introduced. And to Omniplace a unit, let's see if I can find one that has not been Omniplaced at all to better show off what to do. There you go, this body works just nicely. And I do have enough of the materials in order to Omniplace it to full. So, Omniplacing, what does it do? It does a variety of things, but before we get to what Omniplacing does, let's talk about how to Omniplace. So, there are two methods to Omniplace a unit. One uses elemental shards and elementum tomes. There is an elemental shard for each element, so fire, water, earth, thunder, light, dark. And the elementum tomes are generic. They can go for every unit. It's not element specific. Method number two is you can use a duplicate of the units. And Gymnast tomes. And the duplicate also needs to be Omni rarity. It does not need to be the same Omni plus rarity as the unit you're fusing it to. It just needs to be an Omni rarity unit. So if you have an Omni rarity plus 2 unit or an Omni plus 2 unit, you do not need a second Omni plus 2 unit to get the first one to Omni plus 3. You can just use a regular Omni rarity unit to get that plus 2 to plus 3. And this method is not bad for newer units, for units who just come as Omni rarity as is and do not evolve, because at that point you're not spending extra materials on it. But there's the downside of most of the time for those Omni rarity units from the get-go units. Don't know what I just said there. Most of the time those units are going to be units you want to use on your squads. An example of this is FA. FA is a really good unit who comes as Omni rarity, but it is a good idea to run more than one of her on your squad. So, duplicate units can be used if you are willing to either put in the materials for it, or if you just have more of that unit than what you need. But most of the time you are probably using the elemental shards and the elementum tomes. For any unit who has a cost of over 45, you're going to need 800 elemental shards and 80 elemental. I cannot talk today. 800 shards and 80 tomes in order to get the unit to Omni plus 3 in total. So it's basically just evolving the unit beyond Omni rarity, and you can do it a maximum of 3 times per unit. So let's go ahead and get this body up to Omni plus 3. It also takes Zell and Karma to do so, and this is the main reason why I'm always so low on Zell, because I just never do Omni Arcanum, and I need to do Soul Training Ground, because I'm starting to run low on Karma as well. They're both in the same digits. This is a scary thing. I need to do both. It is pretty costly to get a unit to Omni plus 3. So I would prioritize units that you are more likely to use for a good while over units who you're not going to use. I decided to go for Bonnie in this example because at the time of this video going up, it's Easter, or the Easter celebration, and Bonnie is featured, so why not? So what does Omniplacing a unit do? With a more immediate thing, my Steve keeps getting caught, is it increases the amount of SP the unit can have. At base, without Omniplacing a unit, the maximum SP a unit can have is 100. At Omni plus 1, it's 105. At Omni plus 2, it's 110. At Omni plus 3, as you can see, is 120. That is one of the more immediate things you will notice right offhand. Another thing is it also allows you to fuse more imps to the unit, allowing the stats to get even higher than what they can be without Omniplacing the unit at all. And another thing that allows you to do is it allows you to fuse Omni Emperors onto the Omni plus 3 units. It has to be specifically Omni plus 3. It can't be below Omni plus 3 to fuse Omni Emperors. And what they do is they add 5 more SP onto the units. A cap of 5 SP, but also giving 5 more SP onto the units for a grand total of 130 SP on one unit. Not every unit is going to want to have Omni Emperors on them. You may want to use the Omni Emperors on units who just need like 5 or 10 more SP to get that one last enhancement you want on them. But other than that, Omni Emperors are not going to be widely used. They're more sort of like just for that last little bit. On top of that, Omni-plusing a unit also allows the unit to get additional buffs from their type. I will cover this a little bit more in depth in a different video, but unit types also provide greater buffs the higher Omni Plus rating a unit has. But non-Omni units also get access to the base buff, but Omni Plus 1 increases those buffs, Omni Plus 2 increases it even further with Omni Plus 3, plus Omni Plus 3 allows you to have a squad-wide buff. For Breaker in this instance, it's a 15% boost to crit rate for all allies. And so like these buffs from the type advantage aren't like super massive, but it's just nice to have, you know, just that little extra kick to deal a little bit extra damage. And another thing that Omni-plusing a unit allows you to do, or gives another advantage, is in Arena and Vortex Arena, you actually get additional HP based on the Omni Plus rarity of the units. There's an image of that, a chart of that on the wiki, so definitely check that out. And the last thing that I can show off really quick is a mechanic called Elemental Paradigm, which is where the more units of the same type you have on your squad, of the same element you have on your squad, with greater Omni Plus buffs, so the higher the Omni Plus rating, the greater buffs you're going to get. So my Earth squad, everyone is Omni Plus 3, so they're going to get the best buffs offered. The best buffs are offered at Omni Plus 3. There's a chart for that on screen right now. Also, it's on the Omni Plus boost, the Elemental Paradigm page on the wiki. So you can tell that you have Elemental Paradigm going on because the little elemental symbol next, like on the unit's little page there, panel, will have a little shimmering effect to it. The friend unit does not get this added bonus, but your units do. But also, the friend unit does not count towards that Elemental Paradigm bonus, so bear that in mind. And yeah, that's pretty much everything to do with Omni Plus. As I mentioned, there are multiple ways of getting a unit to have increased Omni Plus. There are multiple benefits, such as increased damage output, better buffs provided through the elemental type, the unit's type, like Breaker, Lord, all that. And the more units of the same type you have, the same elements you have on a squad, different terminology is weird, the better Elemental Paradigm buffs you're going to get from that. So it's very worth it to Omni Plus your units for just better damage output in general, and I highly recommend it. Also, I should note that with the increase to HP granted through Arena, Arena also has increased HP cap. So units have maximum HP of 99,999 will get their HP cap increased to go alongside that. And that is everything to do with Omni Plus. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask in the comments down below. If you liked this video and you thought it was useful, definitely leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified on when videos go live, you can hit that bell button to be notified via YouTube. Or you can join us on, or you can follow us on Twitter, linked in the description down below, alongside the Discord server where you can come and join in, talk about Preferentier, ask questions, get help with squads, and learn about more content in the game. And that's it. Thank you once again for visiting the Grand Gaia Library. See you guys next time. Bye!